All right, today, welcome back, Vengeance 288, back with another video. Today going to be talking about the UK, where people are moving, why people are moving certain places, and other shit. And it might get a bit offensive here, it might get a bit like, politically incorrect or whatever the fuck, but I don't care, honestly. Fuck that. Um, so the UK, why are people talking about the downfall of the UK, why it's crumbling, all that shit? To be honest, I'm gonna flat out say this. I'm not a fucking expert in this. Okay, I don't know all these statistics. I don't know what the fuck's going on and all that shit. But I can see what's going on. I live in Edinburgh. I live in Scotland. I live in the UK. I've been to London. I've been to Birmingham. I know what the fuck people are kind of talking about. Why people are hating certain things and why people wanting to leave. So I think Andrew Tate kind of made it kind of he talks about this quite a bit, and he made it quite popular, his like stance and his belief on basically the downfall of the UK. And I agree with pretty much everything he said about that. I don't agree with everything he says in general, but I definitely 100% agree with like almost everything he said in that video, that clip. I think it was from a podcast. You can search it up. But yeah, I feel like the UK in itself has lost its kind of like elegance in a way. It's lost that kind of like that typical kind of British kind of elegance that we used to see back in the day, back in the older movies, back in TV. Just look at videos online, the way people talk, the way people were, the dress sense, everything. These days I feel like people are a lot more ruder. People, they hide behind the screen and they talk shit on the phone and not in person. There's not as much respect there. People dress like shit. People commit a lot more crimes, and fucking prices of food and shit, basic shit has just gone through the roof. It was more so a kind of English, British, London type thing where prices of things were going really high and through the roof. But now even in Scotland and Edinburgh, things are inflation is increasing drastically. It's going up. And especially if you buy something online, that can also cost a lot too, you know. Because some things you want to buy online, they're from Britain, they're from the UK, they're from England, I mean. But yeah, meal deals are going up, fucking food's going up, coffee's going up, Starbucks is going up. Some things aren't, maybe the cinema's alright, I guess, but a lot of things are just increasing, gas prices and whatever the fuck, like fuel, etc. Like, I don't know everything about that, but I've seen kind of pretty obvious shit to show that like pricing in the UK is just getting too much. And Edinburgh, where I live, is becoming more like London. Um, so yeah, a lot of people are like moving to Dubai right now, which I can understand why. If you have the actual money to go there or to go wherever the fuck you want to go, I understand why you want to go there, why you want to go to Eastern Europe. So the thing is with Dubai is like what people respect about there a lot is like the police and the law. There's a lot more of a firm kind of stance. There's more of they don't really fuck around there as much as what I've heard. I've heard they're more kind of like stricter in a good way. They actually do what they say they're gonna do. They actually like uphold the law. Here in the UK, police do fuck all. The police are scared. They're afraid. They don't intervene with things that they should be doing, and they just brush off crimes like it's nothing. They just think, oh, this crime's not big enough. We're not gonna deal with it. That's just their mentality, and they're just fucking annoying and weak. And it's almost as if there's like some sort of like being some sort of agenda to just like make them kind of less, you know, like to uphold the law less or something like that. That's kind of how it feels. It feels like the whoever's in charge of them just says, "Oh, just do things less." You know what I mean? Just you don't need to be as strict or whatever. And people are just running around doing whatever the fuck they want, stabbing people and whatever. And people are getting away with it. People are getting away with loads of crimes in Dubai. It seems like no one's getting away with any crime. It doesn't even seem like there's fucking like litter on the street when you look at like the videos that you see online. And I kind of get that. And people are kind of liking the whole like no tax thing as well. And it seems a lot more respectful there because like when I've been looking into the kind of Muslim culture, they look like they have very like firm morals. Like they do not disobey their morals, and Dubai is like a Muslim country, right? So they're like everyone's super respectful, and if you disrespect them, like in some cultures or some countries, disrespect is like a huge thing. Like if you disrespect someone, it's like the worst thing ever. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it, but I think there they still have the same kind of thing in culture, and that's what a lot of people like about it as well. The UK is not like that. The UK people can be very rude for no reason at all. I've experienced it myself. People can be disrespectful. People can be just complete degenerates and junkies, and chavs, alcoholics, just fucking smoke weed all the time. They're just like losers to me. You know, I just don't like it here, and it kind of overshadows the kind of like normal people. Like it's almost like just a norm in this city to be like that, to just smoke, to drink, to take drugs, to fuck around with the wrong people. And even other cities in the UK is even worse. So the fact that I find it annoying here, which means I probably couldn't stand it in any other city, to be honest. And yeah, what else am I talking about? What am I going to talk about? So Eastern Europe. Eastern Europe, um, I think it's got the same kind of thing in terms of the laws with like Dubai and stuff. I don't think it's as strict though. I don't think it's as imposing, I guess, the kind of law and the enforcement and whatever. But I get where people are coming from. The thing is with like Eastern Europe is that I think the education system can be extremely like fucking overwhelming and just like strict. Like the kind of homework that you get in fucking high school in like S2 is like that kind of shit you get in S6 in the UK. If that makes sense. So, like the work is like overwhelming. You just feels like you can't breathe sometimes with that shit. I think because I was in Luxembourg for a bit and I could just tell like the fucking homework and the work there, it was more stricter, it was more serious, but it was also way more pressure and like way more overwhelming. Like the homework was so fucking like annoying. You could barely do your own hobbies. You know what I mean? And basically, like back there, it was like if you fucked up a year, it was a good chance that you could actually stay a year behind, like repeat a year. You know, if you really fucked up, if you had like a lot of your kind of classes and exams and tests fucked up, it could be that you had to repeat another year. Which in the UK, it's not really like that. It's just like they just push you on to next year and they don't really care. They kind of just brush things off. They're like, oh, we don't care if that guy's retarded or whatever. Just that guy just kind of fucked up all his exams and tests. We're just gonna move on to next year. Just normal. But in other places, like they take it way more stricter. They're way more strict and they're way more kind of like aggressive about it. But it depends. But like in the sense of like in the sense of like architecture and like the way the city looks and the kind of class and like the manners that they have there, I can understand why people think it's a lot better and also the money and whatever the fuck. But you do have to plan everything out. Like you do have to plan a lot of things out as when you're moving, basically. Sorry, just had to crack my neck. But yeah, I get it. It is something you have to think about a lot, but it's also something you have to have the money for. And I kind of wish I had the money to just get the fuck out of this country, like right now. And I think I could in the future, but yeah, it can get tiring, it can get boring, it can get annoying, it can get lonely, it can get depressing here. But also in America, I think it's a similar type of thing. People are often complaining about this whole kind of like wokeness and these agendas that they have there and all that shit you see on Instagram and whatever. The kind of like, the whole like trying to get kids to become trans and all that shit. It's just become a pretty popular thing there, and people are fed up with that. And even though like there's not as much knife crime, there's fucking gun crime. So it's like, which one do you want? You know what I mean? Like, do you want knife crime or do you want gun crime? So it's like in America, it's like there's a lot of creative shit that happens, and it can be like the fucking Wild West. I think, judging by like what we've seen, like the kind of statistics in terms of things and whatever. just the shit I see on social media, like the way girls talk there, just a lot of them fucking ratchet, to be honest. And I would not want to live there. I don't really like, not ideally, you know. But the UK is also bad, so I don't know exactly the best place where I'd want to go, the best place to be, but it is something I'm thinking about. I've been thinking about a lot with all the money probably to buy, but it's up for you to decide what you want to do with your life, where you want to go, where you want to live. If you have the money, if you don't, can you afford a house? Can you not? But yeah, you also have to speak the language as well. Learning language can be a big deal as well. So yeah, pretty much up to everyone to themselves. But I'll see you around next time. I think I'm just gonna end the video here. See y'all later.